Now God did not make the soul after the body, although we are speaking of them in this order. For having brought them together, he would never have allowed that the elder should be ruled by the younger. But this is a random manner of speaking which we have, because somehow we ourselves, too, are very much under the dominion of chance. Whereas he made the soul in origin and excellence prior to and older than the body, to be the ruler and mistress, of whom the body was to be the subject. And he made her out of the following elements, and on this wise: out of the indivisible and unchangeable, and also out of that which is divisible and has to do with material bodies. He compounded a third and intermediate kind of essence, partaking of the nature of the same and of the other. And this compound he placed accordingly in a mean between the indivisible and the divisible and material. He took the three elements of the same, the other, and the essence, and mingled them into one form, compressing by force the reluctant and unsociable nature of the other into the same. When he had mingled them with the essence, and out of three made one, he again divided this whole into as many portions as was fitting, each portion being a compound of the same, the other, and the essence. And he proceeded to divide after this manner. First of all, he took away one part of the whole, 1. And then he separated a second part, which was double the first, 2. And then he took away a third part, which was half as much again as the second, and 3 times as much of the first, 3. And then he took a fourth part, which was twice as much as the second, 4, and a fifth part, which was 3 times the third, 9, and a sixth part, which was 8 times the first, 8, and a seventh part, which was 27 times the first, 27. After this, he filled up the double intervals, that is, between 1, 2, 4, and 8, and the triple, that is, between 1, 3, 9, and 27, cutting off yet other portions from the mixture, and placing them in the intervals, so that in each interval there were 2 kinds of means, the one exceeding and exceeded by equal parts of its extremes, as, for example, 1, 4/3, 2, in which the mean 4/3 is 1/3 of 1 more than 1, and 1/3 of 2 less than 2. The other being that kind of mean which exceeds and is exceeded by an equal number. For example, over 1, 4/3, and 3/2, over 2, 8/3, and 3, over 4, 16/3, and 6, over 8, and over 1, 3/2, and 2, over 3, 9/2, and 6, over 9, 27/2, and 18, over 27. Where there were intervals of 3/2, and of 4/3, and of 9/8, made by the connecting terms in the former intervals, he filled up all the intervals of 4/3 with the interval of 9/8, leaving a fraction over, and the interval which this fraction expressed was in the ratio of 256 to 243. For example, 243 to 256. 81 over 64 to 4 over 3. 243 over 128 to 2. 81 over 32 to 8 over 3. 243 over 64 to 4. 81 over 16 to 16 over 3. 242 over 32 to 8. And thus the whole mixture out of which he cut these portions was all exhausted by him. This entire compound he divided lengthwise into 2 parts, which he joined to one another at the center like the letter X, and bent them into a circular form, connecting them with themselves and each other at the point opposite to their original meeting point, and comprehending them in a uniform revolution upon the same axis. He made the one the outer and the other the inner circle. Now, the motion of the outer circle he called the motion of the same, and the motion of the inner circle the motion of the other, or diverse. The motion of the same he carried round by the side, that is, of the rectangular figure supposed to be inscribed in the circle of the same, to the right, and the motion of the diverse diagonally, that is, across the rectangular figure from corner to corner, to the left. And he gave dominion to the motion of the same and like, for that he left single and undivided. But the inner motion he divided in 6 places, and made 7 unequal circles, having their intervals in ratios of 2 and 3, 3 of each, and bade the orbits proceed in a direction opposite to one another, and 3, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, he made to move with equal swiftness, and the remaining 4, the Moon, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter, to move with unequal swiftness to the 3 and to one another, but in due proportion.